Even the most famous stars turn into blushing, wide-eyed fans when they finally lock eyes with the one face they never thought they'd meet. It doesn't matter how many Grammys you've got, or how many red carpets you've walked, when your celeb crush walks in, the cool melts quick. From Emilia Clarke turning into a nervous wreck while sitting next to Matt LeBlanc to Billie Eilish, locking eyes with Justin Bieber like her 12-year-old self just came back to life. Here are the most unforgettable times celebrities actually met their celebrity crush. Starting with Jennifer Lawrence, queen of chaotic charm. Now Jennifer doesn't just get a little flustered when she likes someone. No, she plans it, strategizes, sets emotional traps for herself and walks right into them. Back when she had a serious crush on Seth Meyers, she spent a whole week convincing herself he was going to ask her out. Like clockwork. Every wardrobe fitting, every rehearsal, she's daydreaming about how it'll go. And when it didn't happen because, life, she said screw it and decided she'd be the one to make the move. But here's where it got painfully real. She confided in the costume lady about her plan to shoot her shot, and the woman hit her with a curveball straight to the gut. Jennifer, he's engaged. Just imagine all that confidence crumbling like a dry cookie. Jennifer's face must have said it all. Equal parts cool, no worries, and I want the earth to swallow me right now. That's second-hand awkwardness you feel in your chest. Now, if we're talking about crush energy, you can't hide if your life depended on it. Keke Palmer deserves a standing ovation. See, Keke's love for Michael Ealy, that wasn't subtle. She'd thirst over him like a girl with no shame on X. She once said, and this is a real quote, "Michael Ealy is so fine I gotta take a nap on him." Not after, not from, on. That's a different level of delusion, and we're all here for it. But plot twist, one day she's just vibing during an interview, talking about how fine he is, and boom! The man walks up behind her with flowers, like he just stepped out of a fanfiction. Her whole soul left the room. She tried to hold it together, smile, and act chill, but you could see it, she was low-key panicking. And honestly, same. Blue-eyed heartthrob shows up behind you while you're mid-simp? That's a scene straight from a rom-com written by the internet. Now let's move across the pond for a second. Emilia Clarke, our beloved mother of dragons, completely melted on live television the moment she met Matt LeBlanc. And yeah, we're talking Joey Tribbiani himself. She was on the Graham Norton show, sitting just feet away from him, but looked like she was trying to hide behind her hair. You know that giggly can't make eye contact thing you do when you're dying inside but trying to seem casual? That was her. And just when it couldn't get any more adorable, she asked him to say the line, you know the one. "How you doing?" He said it. And she nearly exploded. Emilia turned into a puddle right there on the couch. It was like Daenerys Targaryen met Joey from Friends, and all her queenly power just evaporated. Now, picture this. You're at the peak of your career. You've just won an Academy Award. The whole room is watching, cameras are flashing, and the person handing you that trophy, Leonardo DiCaprio. That was Emma Stone's actual life. She grew up fangirling over Leo. Posters, daydreams, Titanic on repeat. So when she locked eyes with him during that Oscar moment, you could see the 12-year-old version of her screaming in the background. Her smile, ridiculously pure. The kind that says, "This is happening, right? Like actually happening?" And she said it herself. Yes, the award was huge, but getting close to Leo, that was the real win. Speaking of childhood crushes that don't fade, Noah Schnapp. Sweet, awkward, honest Noah. Dude had been crushing on Zendaya since forever. He said it in interviews, on red carpets, on tweets, everywhere. She was his ultimate dream girl. So when he finally met her at the MTV Awards, you'd think someone had just handed him the moon. He was shaking, stumbling over his words. Called her beautiful like 5 times in one sentence. He said she smelled good, and that she towered over him, and that she bent down to say hi like she was blessing him with her presence. It was the most teenage boy meets goddess moment ever. Now fast forward to Ariana Grande, because when she met Jim Carrey, it wasn't just cute, it was emotional. Ariana had worshipped Jim since she was a kid. He was her comedy hero. And when she met him, you could see the wall come down. She almost cried, like tears. Not from a funny joke or a surprise, just from standing next to someone who shaped her whole personality. And that hug? felt like something sacred. Now let's switch gears to a woman who keeps it cool most of the time, Pink. Pink had it bad for Johnny Depp, and she didn't even try to hide it. So of course, Jimmy Kimmel did the one thing a chaotic host would do. He brought Johnny out mid-interview without telling her. Pink froze, fully forgot how to function. She could barely make eye contact, said, "I think I'm going to die." Johnny, being Johnny, played it chill. But Pink? She was sweating bullets. That wasn't a crush. That was a full-blown internal meltdown disguised as an interview. And then there's Billie Eilish, possibly the most relatable of all. Before she became Billie, she was just a believer with Justin Bieber posters taped above her bed. She said she kissed those posters every night before sleeping. That's real, that's not PR, but real, raw fangirl devotion. So, when Justin surprised her at Coachella, she broke down, full sobbing, couldn't hold it in. They hugged like long-lost soulmates, and everyone around just stood there like, okay, this is too pure for words. And finally, Miranda Lambert. Interviewing Bruno Mars was supposed to be simple. A few questions, some laughs. But Bruno? He turned it into a flirting university, winking, smiling, dropping charm like confetti. Miranda was blushing so hard, and the cameras sure caught it. You could tell he had her spiraling, and he knew it. Chicken mode activated. These moments just prove it. Doesn't matter how rich or famous you are, meeting your crush hits everybody the same. Awkward, magical, and unforgettable. Which one had you grinning the most? Who would you completely lose it over if you met them? Drop your favorite moment in the comments. And while you are still here, hit that like and subscribe button and click this next video. It's packed with even more wild celeb encounters you won't want to miss.